Hi, I'm Duran, and this is Duran's Demos brought to you by Roaming Around. And I just want to go way back, all the way into a little bit of personal history. When I was a kid, my favorite animal was a turtle. Why is this? Two reasons. One, I was a very awkward kid, and two, turtles can take their houses with them on their backs. How cool is that? And as an adult, I am now able to fulfill my turtle fantasy anytime that I pack out a tent. Because what is a tent, really, but the home that you take with you on your back out into the back country? That's right, this week we're talking about tents. And this is kind of the capstone of your sleep system, because your sleeping pad keeps you warm from the ground, your sleeping bag creates a nice cloud of warm air around you, but your tent creates this nice dry microclimate that is out of the weather. And I would also argue it kind of creates like a sense of closeness or a sense of stability after a long day of being out in the big wide open world. So this will probably carry on for a couple of videos, but for this video we're going to talk about the 3-season tent, because that is the most bang for the buck, and it's the style of tent that most of us are going to find useful for most of our adventures. There are a couple more terms that we need to be familiar with, of course. Most 3-season tents, and you can see one behind me, are going to be double walled. What double wall refers to is an inner wall of a lightweight breathable mesh that is generally bug proof, then an outer wall of a waterproof kind of rainfly or weatherproof fabric. The payoff for this system is it's extremely breathable. It does a good job of managing moisture both on the outside of the tent, but also that hot kind of moist warm air that we expel from our mouths. That's going to collect on the rainfly, and then it's going to deflect downward to the ground. And also there's a little bit of gap between that rainfly and the ground of the tent, and that's going to allow air to kind of circulate, and hopefully it won't turn into a sauna on you in the middle of the night. The other term that we need to be familiar with is freestanding. That denotes that the tent can be pitched without the stakes, and that's very much the case on the big one here, and I'm going to stand up again for this demo. Let's see, so yeah, easy to pitch, easy to set up. We get greater stability out of a freestanding system. Then we can just sort of use the stakes to prop out the vestibules to create more storage, and also create greater stability in wind or under weather. A tent like this is going to be very easy to pitch in variable ground conditions, and it's going to be very easy to move if you didn't quite get the pitch right the first time. So those are just a couple of features that 3-season tents typically have that we're going to want to be familiar or aware of when you're shopping one. What else do we need to consider? Well, with any piece of gear, how far are you going? How fast are you going? How long are you going to be out there? Most of us are about as fast as molasses in January, but if we're backpacking, we're going to want something that skips a lot of amenities in the name of packability and weight. If we're doing moderate hikes, or we're going to set up a tent and then go fish a lake and kind of hang out around the campsite, okay, get something bigger, maybe it's heavier, but it's going to be more livable for you. How many people? Tents are sold in 2-person, 3-person, etc. What that really means is how many sleeping mats can we stack side by side. A 2-person tent is usually about 50 inches wide at the shoulder, because that's 2 large sleeping mats side by side. For this reason, a lot of people end up opting for a +1 situation. There's 2 of us that are going out, let's get a 3-person tent and have some extra space in between. After that, it's really a matter of what kind of features you want. Vestibules, those kind of like extensions or porches that come off of the rainfly, or a handy place to store gear. If we're doing a 2-person tent, it's probably going to have 2 doors, but maybe you want one with 2 doors for the extra breathability and also for easy entrance and exits. Does it have a gear garage where I can stack stuff overhead and give it a chance to dry out in the night? Does it have a bunch of pockets? And finally, does it come with a ground sheet that's going to go under the tent, provide additional water protection, and protect the floor from abrasion? So, as you can tell, there's a lot to get into, and we've only talked about 3-person tents this week. If it interests you, come back and hit us up in the following weeks, and we'll talk more about 4-season shelters and bivvies and some of that other really weird niche-y stuff. Thank you very much, and enjoy your week out there, guys.